Did Fed monetary policy contribute to the concerns about affordability that many Americans have expressed recently?
I think that there's no question that there's a relationship. I think that the housing market is central not only to my view of inflation, but I think that it's the top budget line for a vast majority of households, right? Is how much are they spending every month on their rent or their mortgage? Can they afford to live? Can they get the home they need to raise a family in? Are they stuck in place? Can they push forward and move forward with the American dream? And look, the Fed owns a lot of mortgages, as you described a moment ago, and us owning a lot of mortgages injected a lot of credit into the housing market. So I think there's no question there's a relationship between choices the Federal Reserve has made and some of the affordability issues that are facing Americans. Is the Fed the source of too high inflation right now? Absolutely not. I don't think that's the case at all. And as I said before, I think that underlying inflation is actually running just about at our, it's within noise of our target. It's just a hair above our target. And so I don't really think in terms of underlying inflation there is any excess relative to our target. But I think that for sure there are steps that the Federal Reserve took in the past to inject credit into the housing market that have resulted in some of these changes. And it's not to say that the Fed is responsible for all of it. That's absolutely not what I'm saying at all.
Of course.
I also think immigration played a role in the housing market too. I think if you throw millions of new inhabitants into a relatively fixed supply of housing, you're going to push the price of housing up. And that's just supply and demand, and of course there's an abundant microeconomics literature on that effect too.